Hey you guys, it's Crystal from the Abundantly Blessed Homestead, where we use the wisdom of our ancestors to make amazing, nourishing, delicious meals for our family and grow some of our own food. Today I'm going to be taking you guys all over the farm and maybe part of the house to give you guys an update as to my life recently. It's been really crazy. If I sound a little bit nasally in my videos, because last week my whole family was very sick with a really nasty cold. And so I'm still at the tail end of that recovering. But I know I haven't posted in a while, so I figured I'd take you guys around the farm to see all of the animals in the spring, and possibly a view from the start of the garden. And so I'm going to go ahead and make breakfast first, and then we're going to go on out. So this morning for breakfast, we're going to be having farm fresh eggs, but I'm also going to be peeling and chopping this very fine. This is a rutabaga, and we're going to throw it in a skillet with some bacon grease, and kind of season it up like hash browns for the kids. So we're gonna have that and some eggs, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's done, and then we're gonna go out and look at the farm. Let's get started. All right, so I just added bacon grease to the pan and sauteed the rutabagas and sprinkled a little bit of salt and garlic powder on them. And that is how beautiful they ended up. They're absolutely delicious. And we also obviously scrambled some eggs. All right, it's breakfast time. We're gonna serve it with some fresh filtering kefir here. And then we're going to go take a look at the farm. Okay, so here we are at the mostly empty garden. The largest plant in the screen is actually mother's wort, which grows here wild. It's a medicinal plant, which I used after I had my baby. It was amazing, but it is invasive, so it is already invading my garden, unfortunately. But we have, I wasn't planning on planting any potatoes this year because we're on the full GAPS diet, but some potatoes were missed last year, so we have a few there on the ground of the potatoes. And then we've got some lettuce there. And then right where this fencing is underneath it, I'm not sure if you guys can see that or not, but it is a row of potatoes, or tomatoes, tomatoes. And then we have more tomatoes just right over there, and some more lettuce. We've just started planting in here. I'm way behind according to the weather, but it's okay. We got a rhubarb plant from our neighbor, which I'm really happy about. We need to get those flowers off, though, I was told yesterday. So hopefully we'll get around to that today. And we're excited to have rhubarb. And then there's Little Benjamin's Memorial. And we got some little seedling flowers starting to come up. And then these larger green flowers, or leaves, they're going to be daisies, which I absolutely love. I planted the seeds last year, and it takes them a whole year to get the plants up above the ground and get to growing, so I'm pretty excited. The inside of the greenhouse is quite the mess. I was also warned that there's a really aggressive bumblebee stuck in here, so not so sure how long I'll stay in here, but everything's a mess. The kidding stalls are all still set up in here. They need to be taken down because we're done kidding now. And we've had chicks in here as well. And so we have this small chicken tractor that was moved in, and it has about 25 new egg layers in it to replace some of our older hens that we have here on the farm. And then in this big pen is 100 or close to 100 more egg layer chicks, and these are actually for our neighbor. She has hired my older children to raise these chicks for her this year until they're fully feathered. Because she travels a lot and she's not home enough to raise the chicks to a point where they can go outside. So that's what those are. And then as normal, we have both of our milking stands in here to milk the goats twice a day. And now on to the planters. The first one is my walking onions, just like it was last year. We have 2 huge plants of horseradish. This whole bed has turned into mint. It's very invasive. I didn't realize that when I started the mint. I planted 5 plants in this little 4x10 planter, and they've just taken off. We have some cute little flowers that the girls planted. And I had some thyme come back, actually, because it overwintered into the greenhouse. I've got some basil there in that pot, and then a bunch of weeds. Yes, I even have weeds. And then I have trays of plants that really need to be planted. I'm hoping to get these out today. These are my onions I started from seed this year. I am so happy with them. We'll see if I can get a nice good bulb on them. That'd be great. I have some parsley mixed in there, some cilantro. Pretty much this whole tray is celery that needs to be planted. And then we have our melons and such, and squash. And then that last bed down there is a whole bunch of delicious organic lettuce we've been eating off of it. And then, of course, more weeds. Everybody who's got a garden has weeds, so there's no shame in showing them on camera, right? I get so irritated at a lot of these homesteaders that just show you everything that's already weeded, or just show you their produce and don't show you the work that it takes to get there. And it's a lot of work, and I think a lot of people get into owning their own land and their own farm thinking it's going to be so easy, and it's definitely not. Just so beautiful today. The grass is so green. The leaves are out on the trees now. Nice clear blue sky. And we have all of our goats out to pasture. Of course, George and his girls are still here. So we've got babies that are loose. This little guy is still looking for a home. He is a Nubian Kiko buckling. So cute. We're calling him Mateo. Mateo. Hey, sweetie. Anyway, he's adorable, and he knows it. Everyone else is out on tie lines. That has worked really, really well for us, and we continue to do that. This is our other little baby currently. This is Iris. She'll be staying on the farm as a future milker. Over the past 2 weeks, we've been fighting a very, very deadly parasitic worm that lives in a goat's stomach, particularly on this goat. She's a little bit underweight, so please don't make any negative comments. We're already addressing it. But we treated it naturally, and it's worked out really well for her. But I was showing you her because we are still using the tie out, like I said, situation with our goats. But this year we did switch, actually it was the end of last year, we did switch to putting halters on our goats instead of the collars, because with a collar your goat can strangle themselves, and with a halter they can't, which is nice. So everyone in the herd except for babies all have halters. All right, now we're coming up on our 2 separate cages of meat birds this year. Once again, we're doing the Freedom Rangers, which is what we usually do every year. We've been so happy with that particular breed of chicken. We get them from freedomrangerhatchery.com. But anyway, this is also our PVC tractor. This will be the last year for this particular tractor. We actually built this originally for geese, so it's actually 3 foot tall. And that design is a total fail. So if you're watching this video, don't build them any taller than 2 foot when you're using PVC, because the PVC ends up cracking because it's just not stable enough. But it's going to hold these guys, and then the next batch as well for this year, and then we'll build something new. All right, and then this is the second half of the group of meat birds. This is supposed to be all hens. We'll see how well the girls guessed. But this is our 2 foot tall tractor and is still in really good shape. But the girls are raising the meat birds themselves this year. We're paying them to do so because I have the baby and I can't be out here moving the chickens. So they've learned how to mix feed and the responsibility of taking care of the chickens and making sure they get moved to fresh grass every day. They're doing it all on their own. I'm so very, very proud of them. Here's that big protective dog that you guys hear barking in a lot of the videos. He is currently chained up because of the younger goats being loose. But he is our guard dog and our dog for the farm to alert us to any trespassers or animals that come on to the property. Next is the house. It is officially all one house instead of 2 separate ones. So we're going to walk inside here, and it's going to be a mess because I have kids and we live here. But I'm going to show you guys how open it is. Okay, so we are walking in through the front door. And the first thing you see is our nice fireplace that we use to heat our home with in the winter. And then a set of stairs that goes upstairs. And then to the right is still what's going to be the living room eventually. Right now it's a play center. You guys can see all the little horses all lined up for some sort of a cowboy scene. And then, of course, to the left when you walk in the door is what you guys usually see on all of my videos, which is my kitchen and dining room area. All right, well, that is a quick farm and house update for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, would you do me a favor and give me a thumbs up? I always debate doing this type of content because I don't know how much of my life you guys want to know about, but I do have a almost 6-acre homestead here. We've been building our own home for about 4 years now with our cash, so we own everything. And we raise dairy goats and do a lot of gardening. So if you're interested in that, please let me know by hitting that thumbs up, all right? You guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. My goal is to eventually get a day in the life done for you guys because I know you guys like those. So stay tuned, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.